Stand to MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Rippers Rumblers. And last time, well, if you missed it, you may want to go back an episode because unfortunately, due to small errors that we had in setting up the most recent version of RogueTech, we were unable to create a new game, and so the last episode of Rippers Rumblers was actually Saturday's stream. I've changed the name and the thumbnail to be more appropriate, but yeah, you got an extra episode of Rippers Rumblers this weekend, so if we are jumping from Friday's episode to this one, you missed one, go back one, and I will see you back when you return. But for those of you who have already seen that, hi, welcome. We're about to drop down on Nosy Neighbors, a straight-up battle with the enemy. We're going for the maximum payment of 543,400 Seebles, and yes, that's a rather small payment, but the maximum salvage was only a 2.9, so I'd rather have cash than salvage on this one because I'd like to pay this month's rent. But anyway, for weeks now, pirate forces have been scouting territory near Lyran-controlled land. Previous surveys of this land showed nothing of interest, yet there they are. Whatever it is they have found, we don't want them to have it. Go in there and destroy them. So we shall do exactly that. It's a little bit of a light contract, but it's only a one-skull mission. It's nothing too terribly crazy, and with such a low payout, I anticipate it's not going to be too terribly difficult. Although, I may have just put my foot in it by saying that. Let's kick ourselves up at maximum speed and go take a peek. Do we have anything on sensors? No, and that tells me electronic countermeasures are on the field. That is unfortunate. So we'll have Ripper do a quick follow-up. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's actually going to be able to get within range. Oh, I know this map. We've been here before. Yes, we have. Oh, this will be fun and interesting. Ripper not in a great position to assist. Brother will move up as well. Probably also not going to get into a terribly wonderful position to assist either, but we're working on it bit by bit. And finally, of course, Witness will bring up the rear in his fly swatter. Well, it's not a fly swatter, it's a spider swatter. In the last episode, he just was taking out spiders left, right, and center with that big ol' AC-20 in the shoulder of his. And I hope that we will be able to do more things like that. Alrighty, let's go say hi. I really don't want to. And the reason why I don't want to is because he's a melee mech. Reserve. Aha! We have targets. We've got a Raven over here and a Javelin over here. 30-ton and a 35-ton? Yes. So the Raven, unfortunately, could be the biggest of the problems, and the reason is because he tends to be the electronic warfare version, unless it's a 2X, which it is, so he may not actually have any. So let's see if we can't take a pot shot at him. That'll be a 56% chance on a slug. Yes, sir, please. Open fire. And we hit him. Oh, that's not terrible at all. Tagged him and the missile follow-up. That was fantastic. Wow. So that Raven is not having a great day. In fact, I think we may have actually knocked out his electronic countermeasure with that shot. I mean, maybe. And the reason why I think that is because suddenly he showed up. So we're going to put a little bit more pressure on that Raven. I don't know how much penetrating shots we've gotten so far. 66% chance. Oh, yes, please fire another slug. We broke something. We are through. Alright, Witness can't fire at that range, unfortunately. The AC-20 just will not have it. And this one, also probably not a great shot. We're going to just walk up here. We'll plink away with the single ER medium laser that we've got. We swapped off most of the other equipment so that we could put on a lovely electronic countermeasure system, which has proved to be very useful. Unfortunately, it has sacrificed a little bit from his firepower. He's lost 2 medium lasers and a small and replaced it with a single ER. So, it works out in the end in terms of heat generation. And he's also putting out a pretty nice defensive field. Got a spider rolling on up. Hopefully that spider will come within vision range. Not gonna happen. Unfortunate. So I can actually run into great flanking positions here. Or I could reserve down, and I really think I'm going to reserve down. How low can we go? And the reason why I want to reserve as low as I possibly can is because I'd like to dive in behind them and then axe somebody. Because we're going to axe you a question, although we do have a sword on this mech and not an actual axe. I'd love to get there on there. Fortunately, I can't turn enough in order to hit him, but I can do this. So let's go say hi to the natives. Good morning. 54% chance, 72% chance, and a 54. I've got shots in your back. You are a fairly weak spider. Don't really care much about you. You are not a Wolf's Dragoon's wasp, I don't think, but the chance to hit is so much higher. Fire! Now we got 2 good hits, and a penetrator is one of those. So, structure exposed. He will be open to anybody firing LBX over his way. We'll have to make sure that happens. And we did beat most of these guys in terms of who gets to move first. And if that javelin moves in range, I may dive on him. And opening fire on us, spamming all of his missiles. It's a pair of SRM-6s. It's a bog standard javelin, pretty much. And Hammer is going to go deal with it. We could take on the Wasp, but at the end of the day, the Wasp has, what, 4 medium lasers? There we go, doing a nice job ripping through his arm, his torso. Fortunately, didn't quite kill him, but we did get pretty close. Brother, you can't shoot and scoot, but you can just keep the pressure on that Raven. So we're going to have you continue to walk over in that direction. Because, yeah, still a 40% chance. Open up the cluster because we know that we penetrated something. I'd like to hunt for a couple of critical hits. Unfortunately, we didn't able to get it. Please tell me it's moving one of these guys so that Ripper can move before this guy does. Ripper is starting to recoil his cannon, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, we got a back attack coming in. The Spider going for a punch. Does manage to connect. Very unfortunate. Although it looks like he hit the arm, so not terrible. But not really a position that you want your mechs to be in. And we're going to keep walking in, I think. You can shoot and scoot, so that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to take aim over at him. You are also going to go to cluster mode on this one. So we're going to empty a cluster shell into him, hunt him for more crits. That's what we want. Because I know I've got a critical hit in there somewhere. And then we keep walking forward. Using our ace pilot, or as we like to call it, shoot and scoot. Raven's starting to come to us. Interesting. If you come close enough, I can nail you with an AC-20 shell. No? No, you don't feel like doing that? No, well. And another melee attack coming in. So they are getting involved with the melee close combat attacks. I'm not quite certain that's the most brilliant plan they've ever had. But I suppose I shouldn't complain too much considering they're giving me pretty decent shots. Okay, 20%? 25%? Really? Well, I suppose we are extreme range with that cannon. Still at a 22. Didn't fire the cannon last round. Well, I'd like to get in there and wade into battle. We can play with him later. So we will turn the AC-20 off. I'd like to reserve it for just a bit. We got a shot on the javelin. We're going to take it. And we did manage to hit him. Starting to plink away at the other side of the mech. And it is now up to the enemy. We do need to get our Valiant out of here. Get him on the move. Get him... Oh, we've got flamethrowers. I did not realize you had those. I'm actually not super concerned about you having flamethrowers, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for you, anyway. See what they've got. He is an ace pilot, not moving as much as I'd like him to. The Raven coming on over, that could be a bit of a problem, because if the Raven gets too close, he'll start providing ECM coverage. Yeah, brother isn't going to be able to provide what I need. So, do you still have your stuff? Oh wow, we're getting really good data now. Wow, he's got pretty much everything. I think I'm going to kill you. He still has 6 SRMs. But he's got almost no health in the back. So we're going to switch it up, move over here, and swing once again. And there we go, completely come out. If we really wanted to be special, we probably should have gone for the spider. Main reason being that the spider is still got to move this turn. And if we had attacked him immediately, we could have prevented that. 40% chance there is pretty decent. How about if I sprint it a little bit? Drops down to a 23. I think we're going to walk and fire the cannon. Kind of feels like a waste of this mech, but it works. We could fire the javelin. Any penetrators would do excellent things. Yeah, we've got a much better shot at the javelin. Fire the cluster. Probably not the greatest use of cluster ammo because he doesn't have too much penetration on this side. But we did get a couple of good hits. He is unsteady. That's not going to help us too much if he goes and decides he wants to punch us again. Which he may decide to do that. Because he's definitely within range to move. And the spider going for a little jump. Opening fire with his machine guns and his single medium laser. A little bit of plinking damage off the armor of the Valiant. Able to take that without too much trouble. But one of his machine guns jammed. Lovely. Can I get a shot on him? No. So we are going to roll on over here. And I think we're going to knock out the javelin entirely. Because the javelin still hasn't gone, I don't think. Shut off this. Let it reset. Because I think I've got enough with the missiles. And also because we might even knock him over with this. And that is a crit on his listen kill. But he ejected, so that's going to be most of a javelin. Javelins are solid mechs. Oh, it's another spider. It's another spider you got in behind. Unfortunately, that shot was not working it for me. How about right here? Point blank range? Yeah, we'll take the 20%. is not great. We got to get a better gunner. He missed, but he did manage to hit with the ER medium laser and did a pretty nice cut through. Comes back up to us. So let's go take him off the board, because I think we'll be able to do that with this. Yes, very much so. This is not a mission where we're looking to get stuff. We took this entirely for cash, so keeping him alive, not really high on our list of things to bother with. Okay, he's coming back around, so we're going to see if we can't get a decent angle somewhere on this guy. Right there, just for a little bit of extra defense. Getting a little bit closer, and we didn't show that we were... Yeah, so he doesn't have the electronic warfare suite on board, because we didn't see that we were being jammed by ECM. He is the non-jamming version. Can I get on top of you? Ooh, I most certainly can. Alright, time to see how much damage we've been dealing to this guy. So it's arms and legs for the most part that he's not been having a great time with. And, yeah, those legs are almost gone. Lay into him. Actually, if we went with full power, 54, yeah, just lay into him with the cluster. I'm hoping we hit a couple of hits on the legs, blow him off. That was my desire, but I'm not sure that that'll pan out. Oh, it most certainly did. And then we tore out his engine core. And then he ejected. So there'll be quite a few parts for a Raven on the field. Now, Raven is probably the best thing to actually get off the field. 35 tons. The Javelin is also 35 tons, I believe. But, pardon me, I believe that Raven is the exact same, has the same hard points. So, 496, not a huge amount, but we didn't take any penetrators, we didn't take any headshots, 2 mech kills, and we picked up a Raven part. So, that's pretty good. So for once, our employer paying out quite nicely to us for the free stuff that he grants us. I'm pretty happy with that one. And now we'll move on and have to figure out what else we're doing. We're still waiting for the next 20 or so days on our current Raven, which we still have to do a small modification to, I believe. And the Vindicator, which we have pretty heavily overhauled. We've ripped out a whole bunch of things. Well, actually, we've also added a ton of things. It's up to, I believe, 4 lasers or 3 lasers and a medium pulse as well as an AC-20. Yeah, that's the thing we got to modify. We picked up a Saladin's AC-20 with the plus 25% crit, and we're just going to put that on the Vindicator. So 4,000 for the next 3 days is all that we will require. Although that does continue to set back the work on the Enforcer and the Raven. The Valiant was the only thing that actually took the hit. Not bad. 1, 2... and 3, we are actually probably going to wait another couple of days, because the next mission that I have in mind is a little bit harder. So let's go quick check on the barracks, make sure that everybody that we've got is fully kitted out and ready to go. We could level up Guts or Tactics. Taking up Tactics would give us an additional initiative, reduce hesitation. Oh no, that wouldn't affect it all. It just gives us the minus 45 minimum range, so that's not a huge build-up. Heat generation, we're not really concerned about. This mech has proven to be quite cool, so I think we're going to save up for a little bit more gunnery, get ourselves up to gunnery 6. That'll be nice and helpful. So he ain't going nowhere. Witness does not need anything at the moment. Brother is doesn't need anything at the moment, and Hammer also perfectly fine. So let's take the next contract, something a little bit more dangerous. Going up to 2 skulls, and we're taking Thorn in the side. The reason why we're taking that is because it is an assassination mission, so we might run into something special, and we're going to take it as full salvage because for once it's an assassination mission that pays 313, which is not bad at all. So let's see if we can actually pull this one off without taking too much of a hit. We have 175 tons in this drop lance. The Valiant is quite light. I always have to remind myself of just how small it is considering how much damage it deals, especially when compared to our last 2 campaigns, Sledges, Hammers, and Starburst Sardaukar. They had no melee mechs at all. The most melee damage that we did on a mech was like 30. Maybe a little bit more than that. Might have been 38 on our heavies. But the Valiant alone does like 90 damage. That's kind of ridiculous. And the Hatchet Man is over 100, 110, 114, something around there. So rather effective. Alrighty, so smugglers funded by locals have just set up outside our borders, causing an ongoing problem for Lyran operations. We'd like to cut the head off of this particular snake with a targeted, limited, and deniable strike on their leader. Ideally, this will shut them down. So not a pirate operation. This will make things a pretty decent amount more difficult than what they were before, since they should probably be at full armor. And assassination missions tend to also be accompanied by lots of people who support the target. So that can make things a little bit rough to work with. I'm not sure I want to go straight in on this one, but there is I believe, a mineral field there that I want to get to. So we're going to get up front with the Valiant. Oh, we only walked, but that's not a terrible thing. Yeah, we're looking at an ambush here. So the reason why the Valiant not sprinting is not the worst thing in the world is because he has a supercharger on board. The normal Valiant, the one with the axe that's actually modeled here, yeah, that has mask, which drastically increases sprint range. However, this version has a supercharger instead of mask, and that increases walking distance. It's a 40% increase in walking and a 10% increase in sprinting. So he almost walks as far as he runs. And also he has a sword compared to an axe. So we'll have the Centurion sort of bring up the rear on this one. Everybody's inside the ECM bubble for just a little bit of extra protection. Now let's see if anybody gets lucky on the rolls for sensors this turn. +8 resolve, so we're starting to build up on that. I'm going to reserve. I want to see if we can't get a decent scan. And we have a flea. A 20-ton flea zipping on over towards us. We're not particularly interested in getting a flea. I'll take a pot shot at it, but it's not something that I'm going to invest hugely in trying to grab. Although the advanced, well, the additional sensors, what kind of sensors do I have in here? Oh yeah, just the sensors basic, but it's got a TTS Artemis. Oh, we got a good shot on a fire truck. And a decent shot on the Clint. Oh, I gotta shoot that Clint. That Clint is carrying an AC-5. We hit him with the cannon, and then we missed him with the lasers. And the follow-up with the missiles was pretty reasonably effective. We've also got a commando, two commandos, and a flea, and a fire truck down here, which we probably could have taken a shot, and a spider. So we're looking at least two, yeah, smuggler forces and reinforcements. This is probably the reinforcement group. This is the main forces down here. Probably should have tried to nail this fire truck to kill it before we actually needed to deal with it, but it was a free shot on the Clint. You gotta take those. Clint's a 45-ton mech, AC-5 in the chest. I don't know how it's been modeled in RogueTech. We're gonna have to take a look at it. We actually fought one of these on Saturday during the stream, and it was pretty decently effective. I'd like to try and take on... Oh, we're the Hatchetman. Hatchetman's gotta get close. But I'd like to be able to shoot that truck. I really want to shoot that truck. Oh, we just can't... We barely can't make it. So we're going to move over here. We have revealed another fire truck. And we don't have a direct line of sight on the Clint, but we do see him. We can fire other weapons at him. I am going to... I'm going to hunt for a crit a little bit. Just fire a whole bunch of clusters at him. See if we can't touch anything off of him. I don't anticipate his armor being too light, but I'd like to get a shot in. Probably should have reserved it just so we would have the more accurate shot. The recoil on the cannon is real, but we shall exist and be fine, especially if he doesn't actually make it into cover, because the Valiant should have no trouble at all actually getting into him. Whole bunch of machine gun fire. I think that was a narc. And his machine gun has jammed. Witness is up next, and Witness has a direct line of sight. It's only a 20% chance. Witness is just... for some reason, just cannot seem to hit anything. And Witness is not a terrible gunner. A gunnery 5 is not bad. Alright, we'll get him up to here. We're looking at a 17% chance to hit. Oh, it's just not good. It's not good at all. But we're going to get him into cover. So protected and able to start laying down some suppressive fire. I'm going to hold off on the autocannon. I want to save that recoil for a shot that I can make work. That's my greatest desire. Alright, Hammer is up. Hammer cannot see the Clint, but Hammer can see the truck. It'll be a 98.5% chance to hit him, and he's going to be doing 180 damage to the truck. So I'm hoping this'll do it. And it did. Okay, so the first vehicle has been downed. And an engine core 160. Wow, that's pretty significant. And we're now in a position where we can see the Clint. So long as we get to go before him, we should be able to walk up and axe him. More fire coming in from the other side. This time, that looked like the narc beacon hit. And it is... So he's been oil slicked and infernoed. He's going to continually build up heat over the turn. He's also going to take more stability damage for the turn. And he's been narked, which means everybody's going to be more accurate in shooting at him. It's not a great combination. Got more movement coming from the reinforcements over on the side. That's a Commando 3A. And opening fire with his medium lasers and his SRMs. Getting a pretty decent number of shots on the Centurion, to be expected. And hopefully it'll bring it back up to us. I'd like the Valiant to go and swing an axe at the Clint and hopefully break him in half before anything truly bad can happen to us. Alrighty, let's see what the game thinks about who gets to go next. Oh, large... What? Huh? I did not realize there was an energy Clint, but there most certainly is. Lucky for us, he didn't actually manage to hit anything. Also lucky for us, he managed to place himself in a position that when we go to axe him in the back, we're going to be facing towards our enemies. So not his greatest positioning ever. Spider coming up forward, but probably not in range of the hatchet, man. Hammer's up. Alright, Hammer is going to get in here. Oh! I misspoke. No, he did an excellent job right there. He's actually covering himself from the back by putting his back to a wall. So that is a bit unfortunate for us, but we're going to run in here and see if we can't tear him apart. And we can tear off one of his arms. And that says engine destroyed, but I think that he's just packing a light engine. So we may not actually get that. Brother is not in range to axe him. Oh, very, very unfortunate. And I think we want to step a little bit closer. Yep, we're going to step right there with our hatchet man. And he's got a torso open. I kind of want to slug him, though. Well, no, we can't because the accuracy are pretty bad. But the medium pulse lasers will do quite nicely here. Hunting for a couple of crits, missed a whole bunch of clusters, hit a whole bunch of clusters, tear off something. There we go. Okay, so it was a light engine, or an XL engine. So he's out. That Clint was the most dangerous thing at the moment. The fire truck is going to be irritating to deal with, but hopefully we'll be able to deal with him before too much can happen. We do have a blip out here. And a couple of a single medium laser blast over from one of the commandos. No, it was the flea. Unknown blip off here is a fire starter. All right.
I hear ya.
And we are actually in range to stomp, which could be useful. How much armor does a fire starter potentially have? Potentially 95 and 50 on the torso. So if I stopped on his head, is that actually in cover? It is in cover. Interesting. So if I stopped on his head, right in the front, we'd be looking at 84 damage. Theoretically, yeah, that should kill him. So we're going to give it a shot. I am kind of concerned about how much damage he can actually do with this cannon. He hasn't... Oh, good. We stopped and destroyed it without too much trouble at all. Single heatsink. Okay, I was worried for a second I saw a double heatsink. So we've dealt with 75% of the enemy forces. Commando 2D strolling onto the field. And going to shoot at the Valiant in the back. Oh, this is very bad. Structure exposed. That's a CT structure exposed, where all his special things are. Ripper. Yeah, you got to get in here, and you got to get in here tight, and we've got to start playing games with these people. Hi, pay attention to me, and vigilance me so I get to move first next time. And we're going to light him up. Unfortunately, we missed him with the slug. It was a 37% chance. I thought about trying to shoot the cluster. Unfortunately, I didn't think that it was actually get through the armor all that well. But hopefully I'm threatening enough. Oh no, enemy gets to move first. I was really hoping the Valiant would get to roll high. And the fire starter coming around. The corpses of our enemies laying around. I wonder if the fire starter is the actual target. Oh, 2 good hits with the medium lasers. Managing to nail the Valiant. The Valiant is going to have to try and run a little bit for cover. Come on, Hammer. Come up first. Come up before you get jumped. We've got a Wolfhound as our primary target. We've got a large laser Wolfhound, so it's not a PPC one. Whole bunch of shots going down to the Hunchback, but the Hunchback was mostly nimble and evasive. Took a little bit of damage in, but doing relatively fine. Oh good, Hammer's up.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, Hammer is gonna sprint at full speed and get to about here.
Full speed. No
Not in a position to really engage at the moment. Kind of hidden in cover. I'm hoping I'm far enough back that they won't actually be able to do anything to me. It's kind of the desire. They are running for it, though. Nope, going for the back attack on the Centurion. Able to find purchase with that. Doing a pretty decent job with that one. Now, he has placed himself a little bit vulnerable, I hope, to a couple of our other mechs. And I could just get in amongst all of them and nail them with a whole ton of firepower. But I'm going to work a little bit more on the sure thing. We're going to whittle down this commando. At this point, we're definitely going to go cluster. Because we're in his back. So firing the cluster into his back and just tore out that engine. A very bad place for him to be at that moment. So if they come diving in for the Centurion, the Valiant is in a position to leap on top of somebody else. Brother is getting in close, and they're starting to get nice and close to witness here in the AC-20 Hunchback. A little bit of fire hitting us, no heat though. So we could come in and dive on top of people in relatively short order. long range fire. Well, not too long range. Medium-ish range fire coming in on the Hatchet Man. But he's able to mostly shrug it off. His leg's getting a little light, which has some concerns for me. Ace Pilot Commando is rolling on forward. So I don't think Brother's in a position to swing on anybody just yet. And unfortunately, because of the oil slick, he is not particularly fast. Not that he was ever particularly fast. And I can lay down a little bit of fire, but it just probably wouldn't hit anything. I'm going to give this opportunity to let the AC-20 reset. Unfortunately, we are also cooking a bit, so we're going to shut off one of our medium pulses to bring us underneath the heat. 23, 11. Yeah, focus on the 23. Also, anything that hits a flea will probably punch through a flea. Unfortunately, 6 shots, every single one of them missed. Not a good show from the medium pulse laser. Theoretically, one of those should have hit. Alright, we've got movement of the spider falling back a little bit, and that'll bring up Witness. Witness could try to engage the main target, but I don't want him doing that on his own just yet. I would like him to be a little bit more defensive than that. Start to come around here, a 25% chance, yeah, we'll take it. And also, you know what, we may as well. Yeah, we threw the football at him even though it didn't quite impact. Neither did the medium laser. It's going to take him a little while to get into position. But once he is up here, and that's where I intend to put him, we'll be able to rain down fire on the Wolfhound. That's my end goal. Just got to get into that position. The fire starter starting to come a little bit closer. I don't think he's got a shot just yet. Although he may have a shot on Brother. Hopefully the Hatchet Man will no longer be oil slicked, because that's an irritating status condition to have to work with. Oh, you've placed yourself very close to a Hunchback. He also ran pretty far too, so there is that working for him.
I'm showing minor damage.
Alrighty, so do we get to roll yet, or is it still them? The Wolfhound coming in a little bit closer, firing his large laser, and a whole bunch of mediums. Not able to quite come to blows with us. Lucky for us, we were still in cover and evasive enough. Maybe we should have moved forward back into this. And he is cooking. So there's that working for us.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So Witness has a shot. It's a 37% chance, though. Can Witness get a back shot on him? Witness most certainly can. Can Witness walk into that back shot? Witness most certainly cannot. He can walk into the side shot. It's still a 37. I don't want to put him down low. I want him nice and high. A little bit up to a 25, 30... Yeah, I want him to have the additional height bonus, so I do want to lay a little bit of fire down. Missed with the cannon, but we did hit him with the medium laser, open him up pretty nicely. Hammer should be able to come in and swing on this guy and completely take him out of the fight. The flea is coming forward, okay. And focusing fire down on the Valiant. An interesting decision to have made there. But he is cooking, so he's not having a great day either. I think, this is me thinking out loud, we're going to come in here and we're going to axe him. Because I feel pretty confident that we can deal 90 damage, which should be enough. I'm going to set him up to Vigilance. 1, that'll protect him. And 2, hopefully that'll mean he'll get another running attack before anybody else gets to go next round. Which should be very helpful. So covering our back, swinging the axe. And didn't quite kill him. Came very, very close.
Solid connection on that one.
But he's having a bad day. Brother's up next, and Brother will have a shot. I think I want to send Brother into the flea. Yeah, we're going to do that. Don't want to cook him just yet. LBX to cluster mode. That'll give us a 66% chance, plus a pair of medium lasers. That should core him out. Because I'm not particularly interested in keeping a flea alive. Oh, yeah, just utterly annihilated. Most of that mech just does not exist anymore. And that should free up, yep, Ripper and the Centurion. Although the spider's coming back in close. So that's a bold move. Oh, managed to nail us. What the heck was that? Oh, he's probably carrying pods. So Ripper has a shot. I kind of want to take it just because this is a really good shot. But no, we'll move. Because our target right now is this commando. And we can get a back shot on him quite nice. Hi. set to cluster mode. Yep, because we're going to punch through without any trouble at all. So tearing off most of this mech and then followed up with a really nice cluster into the back. So the Centurion, once you get in close, is a nasty brawler. You do not want to be there. And I don't know why they keep running headlong in for it. Smuggler reinforcements are almost destroyed. We need to still kill the spider. And this fire starter was apparently part of the original retinue. And is he going to get a back shot? No, he's not. Not quite. But he is in the middle of the mineral field, which is very unfortunate because that's going to be really hard to dislodge him from there. And we moved Brother steadily away from that, so that's going to make it even harder. If I do this, I'm going to reveal my back. And I really don't want to do that. Can I just stand here? I can, okay. 98.5%. Let's swing that axe. And tore off most of the mech. Unfortunately, he's not dead. And that's a problem because he's probably going to move in behind us. Wolfhound moving in. Firing a large laser towards the Centurion. Decent-ish shot, although he hasn't actually managed to connect on us. I spoke too soon. There was a third pulse of the medium pulse laser left. And he's still cooking. So he's not having the best day ever. Spider pulling away. That's an interesting strategy. I would have moved behind. I would have tried to move behind him. Witness, can you get a shot? It's a terrible, terrible shot. Witness, are you actually capable of killing anybody? Alright, to be fair, is Witness capable of killing anybody in this particular round? Because in Saturday's episode, he was just annihilating people left, right, and center. Alright, so I think I've got to swing Brother over in this direction.
What's up, boss?
I don't want to quite do that, though, because I'd like to have Brother aiming down sights at somebody. 43, if I got nice and close to him, we're looking at 47. It is an increase, so we will go for it. And the LBX is a 28, but we're going to turn on this. Yeah, we're going to cook it a little bit. We want to just... Oh, wow, a lot of good hits from the cluster. And I'm hoping a lot of penetrators, too, to blow him to pieces. Well, we took out his core. Well, part of his core, anyway. He is unsteady. And the Hatchet Man is boiling a little bit. Ripper should be able to come in for the follow-up in order to completely finish him off. Pulling away from the enemy a little bit, but I think we got him. I'm going to shut off the LBX cannon because I'd like to preserve the recoil not being there. Didn't do as well as I've been hoping. Okay, I'm seeing a whole bunch of things broken and destroyed, but he's not dead. Unless he dies right now. No. Alright, so we're going to have Hammer come in, finish him off, because Hammer's a little bit light. Although, no, probably best to have... Ooh, the Hatchet Man was exposed in the back, but luckily not any good hits on. So very, very lucky on that one. He's still boiling. I think he's shut down. Yeah, he's shut down right there. That's why he dropped off sensors. So we still have the fire starter to deal with, and the fire starter is coming out of the mineral field? No, he did not. Hammer, break him. Just do me that favor. So a melee attack ignores the cover. We're about to deal 90 damage to a point on this mech. I think he's going to die. I'm hoping he's going to die. What do you know? He's dead. Alright, so we did manage to destroy the engine on that one. He did apparently have a light engine. We're going to start moving Brother in. Brother needs to get down there. Can Brother jump? Brother can jump, and that'll put him in a position to be very aggressive next turn. So that's what we're going to do. Hi. We don't normally go this aggressive, but when we do, we're on top of you before you even realize it. Pulse off, cluster off, pulse off, pulse... we can do it with one pulse. Two pulses? No, just the one pulse. Fire. So 1 miss, 2, 3. He is very much in cover. That's a very difficult shot for him to make. I don't blame him for missing. Because especially we're about to follow up with an AC-20 and this sure as heck ain't gonna touch him. Fire! Yep. But the ER medium laser does manage to come in and we're starting to lighten him up a bit. And Ripper also going to stand on high, although if Ripper can get a side shot, I'd prefer to have that one. And we will turn on the cluster? Yeah, on the cluster. His armor's not super heavy. And the missiles streaking in, plus the additional cluster. We do have a structure exposed. Managed to get a couple of hits. Nothing too critical, though. Alrighty, no movement going on here. I'm assuming that's him. No, the Firestar is going to be on the move, and the Firestar is going to get close. He's going to fire up. Wait, what? Okay, those can't be PP. Okay, good. They're fusion torches. I was like, did I miss PPCs? No, no, we did not. I want to swing from here because I don't believe your buddy can do anything this turn because I feel that he's shut off. Hey, there goes most of that mech. Side torso destroyed. I don't think he's oh, there's his unsteady. Good. Hammer is not going to be able to get in range to support that, although relatively soon.
On my way.
He'll be able to poke in with a pair of ER mediums. And just blink away. If you can hit a leg... Oh, he did hit something that penetrated. I was hoping that was a leg. That's the knockdown. Not bad at all. So that's excellent supporting fire. He's down to 2 of 4 pilot injuries. Yep, and that's what I had been kind of counting on, was that he would not be active this round. So we're going to step out of cover. It's a fire starter. I don't have any fire starter parts. Well, there goes the leg. Jeez. And supercharger destroyed. That would have been nice equipment to steal. Well, his panic level is quite high.
How's it going?
And we can get a direct line of sight on both. Somewhere. Without getting obstructed everywhere else. That'll be good enough. So we're going to line ourselves up here. On you, it's not a particularly great shot, so we are going to multi-target. And we're going to go you and you. And so the medium laser. And really the LBX. Yeah, that's the plan. So pop our deck tet. We're shooting 10 missiles at him to nail the Wolfhound, do a decent amount of damage, and the follow-up should be enough to annihilate him. So not too terrible. Also lost an ultralight gyro in that one, but such is life. And the Wolfhound now gets to move. So let's see if I've screwed up royally. I don't think I have. Hunchback taking some laser fire. Managing to take that mostly on the armor. The pulse laser firing away, and not able to do too much to him. Lovely. And brother should be in a pretty close enough position to be able to just whip around, shut down. All right, he's pushing that heat gauge. Oh, he's pushing it hard.
Standing by.
So let's have brother do this first, just to make sure that he can get into range. And he's going to come over into the back. And swing that X. Oh, well, there goes the mech. Well, I should have expected the XL engine. He was perfectly rigged for that. But it's gone. Completely and totally. So a quick little assassination mission. We did take a couple of penetrating hits. We didn't take any crits, though, so there was that. And no pilot injuries. So a little bit longer on the repair time for the mechs themselves, but other than that, we did rather well. 3 kills by the Hatchet Man, 3 kills by the Centurion, 2 kills on the Valiant. Ooh, no, the Valiant did take something bad. The Valiant has some exclamation point crit. Oh, no, he's the only one who took a penetrating hit. That's probably it. I hope. Alrighty, we get lots of stuff. We could grab a flea part. Unfortunately, there's not more than one, so we wouldn't be able to build a flea. 2, 3, 4 Wolfhound parts. Wolfhounds are pretty decent mechs. I mean, they're 35 tonners, but they're still decent. Oh, Clint's are 40s, not 45s. Let's check out stuff. Stuff is always fun. Narc launchers, multiple endo steels. An exchanger, yes. Energy fire control system. Ultralight gyro. How many endo steel do I have right now? I have none. Wow, there were 3 endo steel. These guys were actually pretty well equipped. Got double heat sinks in here? You do. Oof, I need 2 double heat sinks. Because the thing about double heat sinks. Oh, we have heavy ferro. Wow, they really were equipped. Jeez. Endo steel is useful on any single mech that you can possibly find. It's just a useful piece of kit. It's a 50% structure reduction. Super useful. Exchanger takes control of heat problems. I mean, that's what it does. And using an exchanger can really take over a lot of things. And a fire control energy plus plus. I'm not sure where I could put that on. I don't really have an energy mech. Maybe the 10% increase range and a minus 50% minimum range. It's meant for a PPC mech, honestly. Maybe we could put this on the Hatchet Man, or because that would work out quite nicely. As much as I want these double heatsinks, because that'll allow me to use the one double heatsink kit I think this is a better equipment setup. So we did get a Clint part, not both of them, but still one of the Clint parts is good. Picked up a pair of Commando parts. We did get that Fleet part and a Wolfhound part, so we are one part away from building a fleet, for whatever that's worth to you. So ER large laser, not bad. Medium laser, pair of machine guns, and a Narc launcher. Narc launchers are interesting. We haven't used one yet, but we've got a Raven we're building that has one. So eventually we will use it and it will be interesting. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to have to spend a little bit of time repairing the mechs. I anticipate Yang is not particularly happy with what we managed to do to the Valiant. What we keep doing to the Valiant. That poor mech. Oh, we keep getting it nailed by enemy fire because we keep throwing it into battle. We really got to spend some time and build some defenses on that thing. We need a defensive gyro. We need an electronic countermeasure system. We need stealth armor. We just need to turn it into something that's going to be a little bit more resilient to incoming fire. And since it's a 30-ton mech, that resilience is only going to be built through light stuff. Oh, we built it. The Flea has a good weapon loadout to use against other smaller light mechs, but man, I would not want to be caught in one. Just like a Locust, not a lot of protection. So 34,000 for the next 19 days, and we've managed to pick up another mech. I was not expecting a Fleet to be one of the things that we got. And let's check out the actual rigging. Everybody took damage in that one. 9 days on the Centurion. Unfortunately, it's an expensive mech. It's a very good mech, though. So 9 days, and then the Enforcer for 8. No, we're going to say... Ooh, actually, no, we could put the Enforcer up top. Yes. This will delay our next mission, because we will get 3 mechs done and then 3 more days. No, it's got to be this way. That way we might get another mission in by the end of the month. Let's check out our mech bay, though. Because we have a brand new Flea. And I think it's the actual... Yeah, it's the actual Flea model. One of the things that I love about RogueTech is that so many of the people who came in and ported mechs over from MechWarriors Online, well, most of them are in RogueTech, which is really cool. Wait, really? It's damn near completely intact. Holy crap. What's broken? Okay, so we have all the heatsinks that we need. Flamer, machine gun, the cockpit. Right. That's a bit of a problem. See, this cockpit requires the full cockpit systems, and unfortunately, I don't think we got them. And a comm suite? No, the comm suite takes that. So in order to fix this... Maybe if I order to repair, that'll do it. Refit. Repair all, confirm. Confirm? No. Maybe if we stored it and brought it out. It's missing its fire control system and its sensor system. I don't have things that I want to put in it. Like, we could throw in a big electric probe, but it's a Flea. You don't really want to do that. And really, that's all it's missing. Wow. That is all it's missing. Holy crap. Do I want to keep it, though? Even if I could make... Well, I'd need a fire control system. And I would need a sensor system, which is the Beagle. And that puts me overweight. And one more component is not valid. Okay, so this does not fill the part of a sensor system. So what would? Comm suite. And... yeah, we're going to have to figure out something, because otherwise we've got a mech that we basically can't use. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're starting to get places. We just need a sensor system. We need to find a sensor system like recon sensors or something. Because then that'll fix the mech. That's the only problem that it has. What if I strip equipment? Nope, that doesn't work. Reset? No. Alright, so we've got a bit of a problem there that we need to get resolved at some point. A little bit unfortunate because, hey, it's a cool little mech. It's a flea. And we are going to expect the Hunchback in a few days. So we need to sit and chill for a little while. That'll allow our pilots to get healed up a little bit. And the Hunchback is complete. Check out the mech bay. Take a look at our lovely Hunchback that can't hit the broadside of a barn. It's kind of unfortunate, it really is. And honestly, he doesn't need anything. I mean, what we could do is we could throw on that endo steel that we found. That gives us 2.5 tons. That could get us back up to our main energy armament. But would there be any point to that? Because I kind of think not really. Just to check something. Does the Beagle take the place? No, it does not. Okay, so a Beagle is not a sensor system. Take your sensor system off? I really don't think there's much we can do to this Hunchback. I mean, until we get a better engine core for it. And it sure as heck does not need a fire control energy. Not with that single ER medium laser sitting around. 2.5 tons on that endo. We could give it a pretty decent secondary armament, but I'm not sure I want to spend such a useful piece of equipment on that. Alright, good deeds. Even before you arrive at the morning briefing, you can hear Dr. Murad praising Hacker, saying how valuable the support has been to the engineering team. Yang chimes in, well, we've heard this one a million times before, but it is the first one for this campaign. So Yang chimes in, yeah, and then he showed up in the mech bay. It only took a few minutes for Hacker to figure out what was wrong with one of my winches. Samira smells. Well, send Hacker to the bridge, Chief. I could use the help. Finally, Darius notices you standing in the doorway and explains, Commander, we have to do something special for Hacker. He's the most useful member most helpful member on the crew. We're going to give him VIP quarters. He loses Bookish. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Hacker loses Bookish, which is helpful for a couple of events. But I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world. The Hatchet Man is done, and the Centurion will be done tomorrow. So the Centurion is done, and the Valiant will be done tomorrow now. So we have most of our mechs available. Let's see, the Centurion doesn't really have problems with heat. Neither does the Hatchet Man, really. Like, desperately what I want on this mech is speed. I just can't get my hands on it. Already has ferrofibrous armor, so it may not have enough room in order to cram in the endo steel. Yeah, we're missing 5 slots on that endo. Oof, that's a rough one. I don't want to lose the jump jets because he kind of needs the jump jets to move around. Although it is a fire control system, so let's see if it takes up weight. It does not. Okay, so that'll help out his medium pulse lasers. Give him a little bit more range. So 1, 2, 3, yep. Unfortunately, we can't move him into anywhere. We can't add any support systems. He's our most energy heavy mech so far. Except, of course, for the Vindicator, or not Vindicator, the Enforcer. Because the Enforcer is just rolling in lots of lasers. I mean, we stacked it. We stacked it quite heavily. Shouldn't be all that difficult to pull out, though. I'd like to get another mission done before the end of the month. Which, you know, tomorrow. So we will throw the... I think we do throw it on. Yeah, so we're going to go and put the energy computer on here. Make him a little bit more effective, trying to shoot at range. We'll also give him a comm suite for the extra resolve. And lock that in. It'll be done tomorrow. And that'll be done at the same time as the Valiant. We'll have enough to go on one final mission before the end of the month. Make sure we manage our tasks. Up to the top with you. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today's episode. Coming in a little bit light, not quite at the hour, but we're close enough. If we were to take a mission, we would go way over, unfortunately. So the Valiant and the Hatchet Man will be ready tomorrow. We'll be able to take a mission, hopefully, as long as the Valiant is not actually dented beyond that. Actually, let's check that. Alright, quick check of the mech bay, just to make sure the Valiant is not dented. It is not. Okay. So, while we do have a brand new mech, it is a tad glitched, and we're going to have to get that fixed in some way, by which I mean we're going to have to find sensors of some description, and that ain't going to be easy. But anyway, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I list one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.